everyone receive is a reflection of American Gods, the TV series. I don't know if you've seen it, heard it, watched it. But it brings in an interesting concept around gods. If you haven't seen it, I'd watch it. I think if you haven't, then spoiler alert for you. But it brings in the idea of old gods and new gods. But I want to highlight one in particular, which is about technology or media, electronics, these sorts of things, a digital god. And they talk about or reference how society is changing and people are praying to the digital god, this digital environment. It's a smaller way of presenting it. It's a bit more than that. And then it presents to you old gods, Norse gods, Nordic, and many more. And I was watching a YouTube clip or Instagram, I can't recall, of a beautiful woman who was explaining about how children who have been brought up in this technology-based world or environment are prone to suffering in school or aggression or tactics, are forcefully changing. The level of intellect is dropping significantly. And it was highlighting how parenting is giving people iPads and schools are giving children iPads. So the connection to your brain and your pineal gland is calcifying. It's being burnt away by the blue light of the television, the blue light of the phone. It's keeping you distracted. And when you think about it, there is so much that social media has done. It's a new technology. It's the latest trend. People are idolizing the smart device they have in their pocket. Whether they know it or not, they are giving it away. That is not self-love. That is not self-appreciation for who you are, or praying to Source God, or yourself for that matter. Children are following trends that they don't know where they began. They're idolizing stars who, for one of a better way, could be a factory-based system. How do you know these people aren't working in an environment there to dictate and influence? Even the word influencer is there staring you in the face to influence you. It's not there to make your decisions. It's not there to manipulate you, no, to influence and guide. Too many things are staring people in the face, but they are trapped behind their social way of thinking. So is it possible and plausible that technology is the new God? Absolutely. They have known this. The frequencies that these devices and antenna and all of these terminals around the place that are there is forcing people to get all the information they need and that desire and hit to see what's happening from the device. They put games on it so you're trapped to it. What do you do when you're bored? You play on your phone. We were lucky in a time where, as kids, we grew up without a phone. We had dial-up internet, but you couldn't use the internet if somebody was on the phone. Every time you would, you'd hear it, or you'd hear them talking. This was the time where you only had one phone, but you had two phones in the house. You could hear the other person talking on it when you picked up. So we made our own fun. We went outside, we created imagination and stories and things with sticks and cardboard boxes and trampolines. We excited the brain. We tried certain things, got out in the mud. It wasn't all about hand sanitizers and safety. It was about being reckless and enjoying life, being creative and allowing the mind to build things. And when something new came along, it was exciting, but it wasn't controlling. It wasn't pandemonia of Pokemon cards or the latest craze. You played with toys, you did things. People now are collecting it, hoping that it's going to be made a fortune later. Ask yourself, is that normal? Is that hoping that you become rich one day? That's just not the way it's supposed to be. Enjoy the moment, play with it. Don't think about the future and waste your life in the present moment. You will only not achieve what you desire it to be, but it's a waste of what you could be. So why are we giving our prayers away to a piece of technology built by a company to keep us trapped? We're all guilty of it. Sometimes you have to give them credit. You give them praise and love for being able to do it. It's hard. But the technology created to actually be able to do that is interesting. But then you rise above it. You don't follow a trend. It's not our kids' fault. People have been brought up with it, and that's what they know. You can't be popular if you don't have the latest phone or Apple gadget. It's just the way that the world went. But you can change it. You can use it for what it's needed for, phone and text. You can use social media. Just don't live on it. The difference now is people are living on it rather than living in the real world. It's fascinating. Does that mean we need to pray to the old gods? No. The stories and myths created by the people in charge are just that. If you really want to pray to someone, pray inwardly to yourself. It's not about dropping the phone and never having it. No, it's reminding yourself that there are times that we don't realize the impact. We get given opportunities, we get taken down a path, and they lead us to a point where we make a decision, where we can look inwardly to what we are doing and asking ourselves, do you want to move on? Is this better for you? Is this best for you? I think whether you see life as progression and evolution, why hasn't the humankind evolved if we are all nature and nature is us? We can all pinpoint that the DNA strands were capped or we were manipulated. But has the human species evolved? And those who have, they've probably been genetically modified, or they've been taken out, or they disappear. But when you be honest with yourself, we forget to be honest with ourselves about the journey we take and the things we do. We put up the charade for others, and that's okay, but we also put it up for ourselves. And I think deep down we realize, and we definitely remember, that the things that we do, they're not always the best things for us. And this is what patience and understanding does. Don't get me wrong, the introduction of cards can be very helpful. Not tarot, but some tarot, but the daily affirmation cards, Dragon Fae, all of the angelic cards, the ones that offer us possibilities as the wind gets stronger. But these intuitions, these guides that we have, they lead us to fascinating things. So you see, I'm going to let you in on an event that occurred as I record this. Confirmations of being a successful life, as that came through in my phone as a text. But there was a negative feel around this about me saying the name of a tarot deck called Dragon Fae. It was uneasy. The wind picked up. I felt like I shouldn't say it. But why? The card deck is easily available. You can get it anywhere. So why would I feel negativity in spreading that joy to everyone? Was it just a way of getting my attention sidetracked so I didn't mention it so people can't get it and help them? Did I want to keep something secret to myself so no one else knows my ways? They're all great possibilities, because as I thought to compliment, or as I thought to contemplate what was going on, those things happened. A message came through, delayed on my phone, saying, "Beautiful life," from a friend of mine. Just as I started to redo this stream. And then 2 more confirmations from the computer came through, or my other phone. And the wind died down, or stopped. Moments can occur at any time, and it fascinates us to witness it and be a part of it and use it to uplift us. We know that we have to listen to technology to hear these sorts of things. And if you're listening this far, then you know the power of keeping people engaged. Sometimes it's music, and it doesn't matter what someone's talking about. The idea is to connect with everyone and bring people along with upliftment and journey, because some people need that. Something came through where I want to help others and raise others by teaching them ways, and to me that's beautiful. No more bad education, but just expansion of the mind and creativity and what's possible. That's a beautiful thought. So do we idolize our technology too much? Do we put it down and be fearful that if we don't take it with us to the shop, someone might call and we miss out on that? And we can't have that, so I must take my phone. I think when we realize that, and we can see the children, that is why it was made. So fear not of failure. Fear not of misplaced prayer or devotion. Everyone's journey is different. Some people's take longer. But it's the beauty of your heart that truly matters, and the intent that you wish upon the world and yourself. And you are loved no matter where you go, and you are grateful for the things that you have and the things that you have that have not arrived yet, and the things that I have and that I have that have yet to arrive, for I am grateful also. And together we will create a beautiful world. And there's nothing stopping that. And it's beautiful. And with that, peace and love, take care.